what's up with it? You watching the Bay Bomber TV, and yeah, we about to check out this video from the YouTube channel The Petty Show, and the title was Matt Barnes leaked Shaq set up Shannon Sharpe over past beef. Shaq paid off model, ? Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. I never knew Shaq and Shannon Sharpe had issues or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, if it's some beef going on or something, maybe Shaq did run the play or something, man, who knows, you know what I'm saying? Personally, I don't know, so I'm gonna say this video is alleged, man. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, both of them super legends to me, man, for real though. Yeah, they was like playing sports during my youth, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, Shannon Sharpe and Shaq, both big names. Ain't gonna lie, I think Shaq name a little bigger though, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I haven't checked out the video, don't completely know what they talking about, but let's check it out and see what they talking about.
The other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy.
Right. Shaq knows deep down he can take all the shots. Yeah, you got more money. Yeah, you're more famous than me. Yeah, you're more well known. You're gonna have way more money than I ever have. But nobody will ever say that I was lazy or I cheated myself.
Can I ask a spicy follow-up? What about with Shannon Sharpe?
Fried catfish.
What about?
What's going on with that right now?
In order to talk about certain things, you have to have G14 classification.
Quick random observation. I'm at Shaq house yesterday, right? Yo, this man is living like Neo. He got 4 white booties. One is in the kitchen cleaning, the other one is in the basement.
Shaq,
4. Yeah.
Just when you thought the Shannon Sharpe lawsuit drama couldn't get any messier, Matt Barnes just poured gasoline on the fire and leaked that Shannon might have been set up by none other than Shaq. So according to this leaked audio clip, Barnes is out here claiming that Shaq actually tried to get revenge on Shannon for their past beef and allegedly offered big money to dig up dirt on Shannon's personal life. And this happened right before that $50 million lawsuit dropped. So now everybody's wondering if Shaq actually paid off that OnlyFans model to trap Shannon. Now, when this audio clip of Matt Barnes went viral, he quickly rushed to defend Shaq and even claimed that the audio was eye-doctored. However, fans aren't buying it, especially knowing how petty Shaq can get when he's beefing with someone. Last year, he even dropped a whole diss track aimed at Shannon after they clashed over Nikola Jokic's MVP status.
Shannon Sharpe, man, you're way beneath me. Your whole demeanor is faker than new rapper beefy. You're soft. Before you get fly, you rather tweet me. I was in 3 different cars when you was in 3 feet.
Now, a lot of people are saying,
man, I'm tripping on that shit. Was kind of fire, like for real though. Never heard that track, but I ain't gonna lie, man, that was some fire right there.
Shaq's not above doing something messy like this. And knowing he had a personal vendetta against Shannon, he might have been actively working behind the scenes to take Shannon down. And get this, some insiders hinted that Shaq himself has OnlyFans models on speed dial. In fact, he recently admitted he lives with 4 white girlfriends.
Happened one day.
How long does it take you to learn every angle, though?
I don't know. I got 4 white girls now, so I'm just trying to, go back and forth.
So now that Shannon's name's in the headlines over this wild lawsuit, including accusations of rape, race play texts, and a 19-year-old OnlyFans model, the timing is way too suspicious to ignore. So was Shaq really involved in pushing this whole thing into the public? Was money exchanged? And if so, what was the motive? Let's break it all down.
That's all I got for you, big boy. I ain't got nothing else for you. I ain't here to argue with you. I'm not here to debate with you.
Just when Shannon Sharpe's world was already crashing down from that $50 million lawsuit, filled with allegations of SA, bizarre race play messages, and an OnlyFans model who claimed she was 19 when 54-year-old Shannon started pursuing her, here comes Matt Barnes, allegedly exposing a behind-the-scenes plot that has Shaq's name all over it. So there's this voice recording that first leaked about a month ago, and it's now making the rounds again, where someone who sounds a lot like Matt claims that Shaq was actively trying to get dirt on Shannon, even going so far as to offer top dollar for any information that could ruin him.
I don't know if you're on this kind of time, but I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy. So, again, I don't know if you're on that kind of time or not, but Shaq is known to throw large sums of money around, so just want to put that out there. I ain't quiet. Hey, Hey, he said, please, please, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this. But please, please, please keep his name quiet.
And considering
I ain't gonna lie, this was like months before, man. That is very suspicious, man, for real though. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, they playing chess though, man. They got like some different kind of beef going on. And it seemed like Shannon Sharpe had tapped out, man. He was like, I ain't got nothing else to say, but I guess Shaq wasn't done with him, man. Yeah, it looked like Shaq felt like he had to teach him a lesson or something. You know what I'm saying?
that lawsuit against Shannon popped off right after this audio first leaked, folks online are connecting the dots and speculating that Shaq helped orchestrate this takedown. Of course, it didn't take long before fans started running wild with theories. And some are even straight up saying Shaq is Illuminati and has long-standing ties with Hollywood elites and billion-dollar brands, so they wouldn't put it past him to plot Shannon's downfall. Meanwhile, fans are also pointing out that the timing of this lawsuit seems sketchy, especially since it popped up right when reports surfaced in the media that Shannon was about to land a massive deal worth over $100 million. Plus, we heard from multiple industry figures that these huge deals always come with strings attached. And if you don't follow the rules or step in line, they'll pull the plug on you real quick and take everything away.
Man.
So with how perfectly timed the leak was and how fast the scandal took off, a lot of folks think this was a planned setup to take Shannon down. Now, to be fair, Shannon made it easy for them by being real sloppy in his personal life. But still, the timing and the circumstances of this lawsuit are super sketchy. But hold up, why would Shaq go through all this trouble to take down Shannon Sharpe? So according to some sources, like Jason Whitlock, the tension between Shannon and Shaq actually goes way back, all the way to the late 90s. Apparently, there's been low-key friction between the two for years. However, it didn't really spill into the public until 2024, when things exploded after that whole MVP drama involving Nikola Jokic. That's when the back and forth started heating up on social media and podcasts, with Shaq and Shannon throwing shots at each other, and Shaq even going so far as to drop a diss track. Nobody saw a beef between Shaq and Shannon coming in 2024, and we definitely didn't expect Shaq to drop a diss track. But with all the chaos 2024 brought, it somehow makes sense. Cat Williams did say 2024 would be the year everyone in the industry gets exposed, and it looks like he wasn't lying. So here's how it all went down. It started when Shaq did an awkward interview with Nikola Jokic that went viral for the wrong reasons. During the chat, Shaq told Jokic, who had just won his third MVP title, that he actually thought Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should have won instead. Jokic handled it cool, but a lot of people felt like it was a weird and shady moment from Shaq.
Joker, as the president of the Big Man Alliance, you are the vice president of the Big Man Alliance. You know I love you, you're the best player in the league. I want to congratulate you, but I want you to hear from me first. I thought the SGA should have been the MVP. That's no disrespect to you, but congratulations. And what do you guys have to do to get back on track versus Minnesota?
Thank you, Shaq. We don't judge people here, so that's fine. It's your opinion. I'm joking.
No, hey, all good. I love you. I love your brothers. One thing we always gonna do is keep it real with each other.
A lot of basketball fans felt like Shaq was out of line and said he has a habit of making everything about himself, even if it means ruining someone else's big moment just to share his opinion. And that's when Shannon jumped in and didn't hold back.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes being too real, man, is a disability, man, for real, though. I think Shaq was just saying how he really felt, you know what I'm saying? I kind of got like that same problem, too, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't want the honest truth, don't ask me nothing, for real.
On his podcast, The Nightcap, he called Shaq out and said that Shaq was just being salty and jealous of Nikola's achievements.
We're never going to see another guy, Shaq's size, with his athleticism, that was as dominant as him. Shaq should have 5 MVPs. He sees a guy like Nikola Jokic that's not as dominant as him and gets 3 and 4 years. But see, when you're historically great, they talk about you as great basketball player, the GOAT, and Shaq is never brought up. And I think a part of him is envious of that.
When we talk about the greatest basketball players of all time as far as the GOAT conversation, Shaq's name is never brought up in that?
Yeah. It's hard for me to put somebody in the GOAT conversation with 1 MVP. Regular season. It's hard, Gil. So we're going to take somebody with 1 regular season MVP and put him in front of people that got 3, that got 4, that got 5. If Shaq would have had, if he'd had my work ethic, he'd have had 40,000 points.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Shaq definitely a GOAT, man, for real, though. Shaq one of them childhood hero type athletes, for real, though, man. And I ain't gonna lie, Shaq Orlando Magic jersey just alone is legendary. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, man. Shaq definitely a super legend, man. Definitely a GOAT, man. For real, though.
So after hearing what Shannon had to say about him, Shaq fired back on Instagram, and he had a lot to get off his chest. Shaq posted a screenshot of some Google search results that showed Shannon ranked as number 51 on the NFL's 100 greatest characters list. But it was the caption he wrote that really got people talking. Shaq went all the way off, writing, "You took me sticking up for Shay as jealousy? Shows how smart you are and how you say anything to get clicks. So here's some clickbait for you. If you ain't ranked in the top 10 in your profession, then you can't speak on me. Don't forget, I know what you did to get where you at. Me jealous? LOL.
Man.
Sounds like you jealous. I know you're trying to stay relevant by gossiping on your podcast. We don't believe you. You need more people. And in case you forgot, 4 rings, 3 finals MVP, top 50 and top 75. Google me. And to be quite frank, all this new success you got, you still under me. You don't know my work ethic. I work less than you, but I'm worth more than you. Make it make sense. Love you too. If you need help making money, it's better ways than gossiping. I'm too old for this ish. Love always, the most dominant big man ever who never took it serious. Remember, I don't know you. And in the words of Skip Bayless, I'm better than you. G14 classification, I have it. You don't, not in my profession. And your GOAT debate, never wanted to be the GOAT. I wanted to be who you should greet me as the most dominant ever. Hashtag the apex predator. However, a bunch of fans slid into Shaq's comments to share their opinions, and a lot of them weren't feeling his energy. People were saying he was doing way too much, especially since Shannon was right and Shaq didn't have to treat Jokic like that. People started calling Shaq cringe and insecure, basically dragging him for always needing to be right and not being able to handle it when someone disagrees. One fan said, Shaq likes to dish out controversial comments about other players, but can't take it if controversial comments are directed at him. Typical insecure bully mindset. And someone else added, love Shaq, but he definitely one of the most insecure players I've ever seen. But if you thought Shaq was going to fall back just because people were calling him insecure, then you don't know how Shaq handles beefs. After that Instagram post where he took shots at Shannon, Shaq took it even further and dropped a whole diss track called The Big Man. In the song, he calls Shannon soft and fake. And when he posted the cover art and a preview of the track, he didn't stop there. He went ahead and tagged everybody from 50 Cent and Rick Ross to DL Hughley, Ghostface Killah, Academics, Stephen A. Smith, Ocho Cinco, and a bunch more. Shaq also wrote in the caption, whenever y'all want to listen to a podcast when the host has G14 classifications, tune into the Big Pod with Shaq. And then he added, love y'all, now I'm done with this. I'll be at the Bahamas crib if anyone needs me. But if what Matt Barnes said in that leaked audio is actually true, then Shaq didn't stop with just a diss track. He allegedly paid someone to dig up dirt on Shannon. And some folks think that might have played a part in the lawsuit Shannon's facing now. Yeah. That said, it seems like Shaq's trying to switch up the narrative a little, because after that audio clip of Matt saying Shaq was out here trying to get info on Shannon went viral, Shaq hopped on social media and posted a funny skit joking about paying top dollar for information. Shaq also captioned the post, damn, I got caught again. I need that info. I'm paying top dollars. Hashtag, y'all so dumb. Y'all believe anything. Shaq is white. And here's another wild part. Matt Barnes is now also trying to walk everything back. And he's claiming that the audio of him talking about Shaq was altered using AI. So Matt apparently slid into blogger Tasha K's DMs, threatening to sue anyone who shared the clip. He wrote, y'all keep playing and I'ma sue you for this ish. This I doctored audio. Y'all some clowns. Y'all post me again with some BS and I'ma sue you. Now, as for fans, it seems they're split on this whole situation. Some people just can't imagine Shaq going this far to bring Shannon down. They're saying it's a bit much to believe that Shaq would actually pay someone to dig up dirt on Shannon just to start some drama or mess with his career. After all, Shaq's been in the spotlight for years, and it seems hard to believe he'd risk his own reputation over a personal beef. But on the other hand, there are plenty of fans who aren't ruling anything out. Some are saying they wouldn't put it past Shaq to be involved in something like this, especially considering how powerful he is in the industry. There's also the theory that maybe Shaq, being part of the elite circles, didn't like how Shannon was pushing boundaries by platforming people like Cat Williams and exposing some of the behind-the-scenes secrets of the entertainment world. But what's your take on all this? Do you believe fans are pushing it with these wild theories about Shannon's lawsuit? Or do you think Shaq could have something to do with Shannon's recent downfall?
Yeah, man, that's a fool with it right there, man, for real. But yeah, they backtracking and saying it was like AI generated or something, man. So, man, that AI getting out of hand, man, for real, though. You don't know what to believe nowadays, man, for real, though. So, definitely got to say this is a legend, man, for real. But like if it's beef, then man, it's beef there. You know what I'm saying? But then like the level they on, man, they probably playing a different kind of way, man. For real though. Yeah, ultimately though, man, I think Shannon Sharpe should have just left Shaq alone, man. Crazy situation, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Y'all think Shaq can set up Shannon Sharpe, man? I don't know about that, man. You know what I mean? But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to the Baby Mama TV. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Until next time. All right.